The Weekend Disinfection Team, a very mysterious and glorious job. Today's story comes from one of the netizens to me. First, let me introduce this weekend's disinfection team. A couple of years ago, the mask issue was severe, so they appeared. In simple terms, their job is to completely eliminate a specified place within a specified time to prevent the spread of the mask issue, and the operation can be big or small. It can be confidential or public. Before telling the story, I would like to pay tribute to the netizens and your colleagues who submitted it, hard-working brothers. This story starts with a strange task. They have been missing for more than a month, the system is complete, and the business ability is complete. In order to solve the mask issue, every city will establish 2 words to accommodate people. As for this netizen, Shao Ti has more than 10 cities, and this task is to take their key team to one of them, accurately to the first building. But unlike other operations, when the task was assigned, it was said that the building was very special, and they were advised to avoid night battles, and there was no electricity in the area at that time. As for this netizen, Shao Ti has more than 10 cities. This task is to take their key team to one of them, accurately to the number building. However, unlike other operations, when the task was assigned, it was said that the building was very special, so they could avoid night battles, and there was no electricity in the area at that time. So at 5 p.m., their team of dozens of people arrived there, wearing this protective suit, carrying this gaseous standby. With the task instructions issued in order, each team began to disperse and act. Shao Ti led 4 people to go quickly. The instruction tree given by the superior is a very ordinary dormitory building, with a total of 5 floors. If there are few rooms, it should be killed by routine. Before dark, it should be able to win this. Shao Ti ordered his teammates Daming and Detsi to go in and find the water room, mix the sprayer and medicine, and start working quickly. The rest of the people, take the big yellow bag to pack the items. Shao Ti, go to the reception room to find the keys of each room, enter the dormitory building. It is still light outside, there are not many rooms to collect, it should be the evacuation of personnel. Take away the items to destroy together. The first 4 floors were done quickly, eliminated, bagged, closed windows, closed doors, all in one go. When it came to the 5th floor, to use the words of the teammate Daming at the time, the sky suddenly darkened, it was cold outside, hot inside the clothes, and the pants were all sweating. As for this younger brother, he also found that this floor was obviously different. He didn't bring bedding. They were all concentrated in a warehouse in the corridor. Many doors were not locked, and the things inside were very messy, just like people. Suddenly, everything was transferred. In Shao Ti's heart, there were many strange feelings, so he told his teammates that it was getting dark, and the clutter was not collected. The bedding was sunk into the warehouse and locked, the remaining water in the sprayer was sprayed, and quickly withdrew. Daming and Detsi listened, and they were like chicken blood, panting, and quickly completed the work. Okay, when going downstairs, Detsi was carrying a sprayer without water walking in front of Shao Ti and Daming. At that time, Shao Ti and Daming praised the imported goggles. They didn't need to spray detergent or fog. Here, it also shows that they can see very clearly. Okay, when going down to the 4th floor, Shao Ti and Daming saw Detsi in front of them swaying, and then suddenly tilted backward. The whole person was overturned on the stairs. The sprayer hit the ground, and a loud echo came from the corridor. The other 4 people immediately stood up to help him. After getting up, Detsi's lips turned white and said, "Brother, how did the sprayer suddenly get old?" "I didn't stand firm, I was overwhelmed." "Daming, did you fucking push from behind?" "Love me." The younger brother and Daming just took a look, and then Daming scolded, saying that you are usually empty, this time, you can't do a building, or you wear glasses to do literary work. It is common for 2 people to scold, but Detsi didn't go back to his building that day. It was very dark and cold, to use Daming's words, saying that Brother T seemed to have more than 5 of us that day. Of course, this is the later words. At that time, the younger brother found that Detsi's protective suit was broken, so he arranged for the teammates' ultra-low concentration equipment to be open all the way, and quickly evacuated. Well, when he arrived at the makeup removal point, he took off his clothes and got on the car, and it was already completely dark. Xiao Ti was in the car, holding the lunchbox and observing Detsy. He ate a few of his favorite dishes and fell asleep outside. He was very noisy in the car, and he could sleep. It seems that he was really tired, but he didn't think much about it at the time, but when he went back, Xiao Ti and Daming's backs were very cold. The car returned to the base near midnight, and after arriving, everyone went back to their rooms to sort out the equipment and prepare for a late-night snack. Daming and Detsy live next to Xiao Ti. Suddenly, Daming rushed to Xiao Ti's room and said, "Does Brother T have painkillers?" Detsy said he had a headache and shoulder pain. Xiao Ti handed over the medicine and arranged for Daming to observe. After all, Detsy fell quite heavily, and he was not allowed to come out for the later tasks. However, a few days later, Detsy's condition worsened. It was not until Daming showed the younger brother a message forwarded by an insider that the incident was a woman who hanged herself during isolation. The reason is very sensitive. The younger brother did not tell me specifically, but the location was the 5th floor of the building where their team was on a mission. As for this Xiao Ti, I carefully looked at the photos of the scene. The rope was blocked on the horizontal handrail at the top of the stairs, and the feet were hanging. At that time, Xiao Ti's heart was sad and regretful, and his scalp was numb, because the woman's feet hanging down was the place where he fell that day. Xiao Ti and Daming looked at each other, and there were some thoughts in their hearts, but neither of them spoke. Daming followed Xiao Ti downstairs. He knew what the younger brother wanted to do. In the corner of the 1st floor, there was a row of sprayers charging at him. Xiao Ti said a word, and soon the two found Detsy's sprayer, because when it was distributed, it was brand new, and only the one Detsy recited. He dropped 2 pieces. As for the 2 people, they smashed this thing. After that, they smashed it and threw it into the river outside the door. Surprisingly, Detsy recovered the next day and started to make trouble with Rice again. As for everyone, it can be understood that Detsy was tired and caught a cold, and it was effective. But in the minds of the younger brother and Daming, there is a scene that flashes from time to time, which is the special mission that night, a pitiful woman who can't leave that place. Seeing the blue sprayer jumping under his feet, he firmly stepped on it. The story ends here. See you at the next story.